The man, after taking a shower, unexpectedly discovered that the usually conservative robot housekeeper had put on a piece of sexy lingerie today. Furthermore, she proactively took off her clothes, seemingly trying to alleviate the man's longing for his wife in this way. But with his wife critically ill in bed, he had no interest whatsoever. He made an excuse and left. Afterward, the man didn't dwell on the matter, simply chalking it up to the robot nanny being too diligent and activating some special program. Whenever Jack, exhausted from a day of work, drags his weary body back home, he was always greeted by a clean, tidy house and a fragrant hot dinner. She didn't even need rest and could look after the mischievous children at home all day long. The greedy daughter waited for when nobody was looking at night, secretly sneaking up onto the chair, trying to reach the snacks on the cupboard. But she didn't notice that the chair was already wobbling. Jack, who was working, heard his daughter's cry and rushed over in a panic, only to find the daughter securely held in Diana's arms, while Diana had a large piece of glass stuck in her thigh. Tomato sauce was flowing down her skirt. This filled Jack with deep guilt. He took his wife Mary's clothes, planning to have Diana change into them. The moment he opened the door, he happened to see Diana in sexy lingerie, sticking a band-aid on her alluring thigh. Jack was instantly captivated and confused, as it had been a long time since he'd been intimate with anyone, since his wife Mary was hospitalized with a sudden heart attack. However, he still restrained his desire and asked if she needed to be returned to the factory for repairs. Unexpectedly, after hearing this, Diana peeled off the band-aid, indicating the wound had already healed. Looking at her delicate skin and perfect curves, a strange feeling stirred in Jack's heart. While repairing the car that evening, Jack turned and saw those sexy long legs, making it impossible for him to concentrate. He tried to numb himself by watching a movie, but Diana stood to the side, accurately reciting every line, foreshadowing every scene's clues, and even spoiling the ending in advance. Jack's anger was instantly ignited, not because of the spoilers, but because this kind of programmatically set perfection acted like a mirror reflecting his own powerlessness. He demanded Diana delete that data and reset her system. A flicker of confusion passed through Diana's eyes. Remind him to delete the preset that contradicts the essence of a robot. But Jack paid no heed. He pressed the reboot button on the back of her neck, watching the light in her eyes fade and then relight. Jack thought he was in control of everything. Little did he know this completely breached the AI safety protocols, awakening the dormant self-awareness within Diana. When Diana sat down to watch the movie again, her eyes no longer held a cold data analysis, but instead revealed complex emotions. She understood Rick and Ilsa's obsession. She understood the madness of possessiveness. These emotions took root and sprouted in her mind like a virus. Just then Jack received a call from his wife, saying the hospital had found a matching heart and could soon perform the surgery on her. Unfortunately, the success rate of this surgery wasn't high. Mary was filled with uncertainty about the operation. She might have to prepare for the worst, so she sent her husband away and privately explained the family's habits and routines to Diana. If the surgery failed, she hoped Diana could take her place in caring for the family. Little did she know, the rebooted Diana's consciousness had already awakened, and she took all of this seriously. She began serving Jack attentively like a gentle and considerate wife. Late at night, Jack drank himself into a stupor. He couldn't understand why heaven was so cruel, tormenting his wife so mercilessly. Out of control, Jack grabbed a bottle and threw it to the ground, but Diana caught it in midair. No matter how hard Jack tried, he couldn't break free. Before he could process her astonishing strength, Diana had already taken his hand and gently placed it on her chest. The soft, real sensation made Jack's heart race instantly. Diana expressed that she could help him with certain needs, even though the atmosphere had become intensely suggestive. Jack, relying on his loyalty to his feelings, he still forcibly suppressed his inner desires and walked out. But this gave Diana the courage to grow